Did CM Punk just turn heel? AJ Styles says. I quit, a shock WWE title change, and more. I'm Talent Name, and this is my review of WWE's biannual Let's Screw Drew McIntyre in the UK PLE Clash at the Castle.
Support WrestleTalk!
For Clash at the Castle, my lady partner was away for the weekend. We weren't doing live reactions here at WrestleTalk, and the show wasn't at 7 PM UK time, meaning for the first time in literally years, I got to watch a major wrestling show for leisure, not really for work. So I enjoyed Clash at the Castle the way it's meant to be done. In my pajamas with my cat and a glass of wine. I'm hardcore. And yes, that is Daryl the cat in the background. She's my cat Kiki's boyfriend. After Michael Cole narrated an advert for the Scottish Tourist Board, Scotland is a magical land full of lakes, lochs, and the drug capital of Europe, and wished us all a happy Father's Day. No, Christian, this is the wrong promotion! WWE wisely saved the closer for the real main event of Scotland's own Drew McIntyre going for Damien Priest's World Heavyweight title, meaning the main card opened with AJ Styles challenging for Talent Name's Women's Tag Team Championship. Move aside, vacant. There's a new placeholder star in town. It was, of course, actually Cody Rhodes defending his WWE Championship in a I quit match. Cody was incredibly over with the Glasgow crowd, who made sure of a proper babyface heel dynamic by booing everything AJ did, i.e. a successful version of 2011 John Cena. Because this ain't PG era WWE, this is the Levesque era, which is really the Attitude Era with a much better work rate. AJ and Cody brawled through the crowd and backstage area. Cody bladed, because of course he did, and the crowd started chanting F you, AJ, probably much to the panic of standards and practices back home. Cody's bleeding was actually a smart defensive play, as it meant AJ's belt kept slipping off his head during a submission. Styles switched to a crossface instead, making Cody pass out. In another match, AJ would have won, but here, Rhodes couldn't say I quit while he was unconscious. It was an inventive plot point which could give AJ reason for one more match to make it a trilogy, which I wouldn't mind at all. One of the parts that makes Cody's character work where Cena was one-dimensional is that Rhodes has an edge. No, Copeland, wrong promotion too! Cody was trying to be a fair fighting man, but AJ, even in an ODQ match, went too far. He handcuffed Rhodes and threatened his mum at ringside, so Cody turned his own limitation into a weapon, busting AJ open using the cuffs, and finally making Styles say I quit by threatening to squish him in the corner with the steel steps. And doing it anyway. A very good morally consistent story of Homelander, Cody overcoming Styles, keeping both men looking strong. Might have to wait until after AJ's potential run in TNA to get the third match though. Watch my news video to find out what's going on there, because New Blood attacked Cody on the ramp afterwards for Kevin Owens and Randy Orton from out of nowhere to make the save. You'd think that sets up Solo as Cody's next challenger, but I reckon it's more for some six-man action at Money in the Bank to build Rhodes versus Orton at SummerSlam, as Randy looked at Cody's title the same way he once looked at that woman's breasts. The Unholy Union got the They're From Here treatment with a video package about them being from Scotland, and the crowd gave them the appropriate They're From Here pop before dying down, because nobody thought they would win. This is a match purely designed to get over Jade, Cargill and Bianca Belair. So it was rather surprising when Alba Fire and Isa Dawn became the new women's tag team champions. Belair and Cargill looked great for the first 90% of the match, but unfortunately Jade slipped on a top rope springboard for her hot tag and never really recovered, also looking like she tapped in Shayna Baszler's Kirifuda clutch. After being expertly packaged in all her WWE appearances, this was probably the worst she's looked. Her and Belair then hit their wheelbarrow suplex finisher on Baszler for Dawn to steal the pin. It was a wonderful moment for them in their home country, especially for Fire, who lost her mother last month. But I couldn't fully enjoy it because that immediately put the fear in me that it meant Drew was losing in the main event. Chad Gable and Sami Zayn had a terrific mixture of excellent in-ring pro wrestling and sports entertainment drama for the Intercontinental Championship, as Chad kept berating Otis and Maxine at ringside, while Sami would tell them to listen to the crowd and stand up to Gable. There were effectively two matches happening. One for the IC belt and the other for Otis and Maxine's souls, making this a really fleshed out story. Chad gave Maxine the belt to hit Sami with behind the referee's back, but she couldn't do it. Gable started to shout at her, but Otis blocked him off to a huge pop. Then, somehow, Sami reversed an ankle lock on the outside, sending Chad seamlessly into a chop block on Maxine's injured foot. That's how natural a wrestler Gable is. Even when he's tripping over, he accidentally hits really well-executed wrestling moves. This made Otis even more furious, but he opted to help Maxine and carry her to the back instead of fight Gable. The distraction cost Chad the match and all the veins in his head as he held this incredibly pissed off face for about 3 minutes. Chad had revealed earlier that day that he had re-signed with WWE. He didn't win the belt here, so I reckon WWE have something even bigger for him. He turns on Otis and Maxine on Monday with a new Alpha Academy of the Creeds. We get a trios feud of them versus Sami, Otis and Maxine, which builds to Chad winning the IC belt then. We also got a Wyatt 60s on screen because this is the Levesque era, which means factions. All the factions. Piper and Niven got a She's From Here video package too, with WWE really getting their money's worth for those drone shots of the coastline. But that only confused Scotland's feelings. Piper is a heel on weekly TV, but from here. Bayley is a face, and it was legitimately her birthday yesterday, but she's not from here. But we also do like singing the Hey Bayley song. It meant the crowd didn't quite know who to cheer, so they booed and pop in equal measure. I know who I was cheering for though, Samoa Niven. I love it when she does Joe's spots like the running senton and Uranagi in the corner. It effectively told the story of her size against Bayley. Chelsea Green was ejected from ringside early for shenanigans, but came back down in a lucha mask, distracting the referee from counting Bayley's pin. For a moment, they made me believe that happened because Niven was winning. So the next few minutes were really exciting with the brutal Piper driver, but Bayley retained with a crucifix bomb. Because they were in Scotland, WWE plugged The Open just 1 day after AEW had trademarked the golf-themed Fairway to Hell name. Could this mean we're getting Forbidden Door? It's a golf thing. And then it's time for the main event. Damien Priest defending his World Heavyweight title against Drew McIntyre, who, just in case you missed the references, is from Scotland. He got a Scottish pipe band for a special entrance. The Glasgow crowd popped 100 decibels when he came out. He came off as a bigger babyface than Cody, signing a kid's sign, and Michael Cole mentioning the K on his wrist tape is for Drew's wife, who's currently unwell in the States. It, ironically in retrospect, felt a lot like Chicago for CM Punk at Money in the Bank 2011, especially when you couldn't actually hear Priest's entrance music as the crowd chanted over it. The atmosphere, Drew's presence, this felt like a big fight deal, and is arguably the most important the heavyweight belt has ever felt. Tonight, it did not feel like the World Consolation Weight prize. Just as Cargill had found earlier though, the Scottish ropes were appropriately born slippy. Priest went for a springboard senton outside, but he slipped and got his ankle caught in the ropes. Damien was favouring his leg from that point on, and he would later say in the press conference, "It feels like trash right now." The match could have fallen apart, so it's incredible how quickly Drew worked it into the story, and Priest fought through the pain, somehow still managing a one-legged razor's edge, his fast spinning kicks, and even a top rope Hurricane Rana. Drew claymored Priest through the timekeeper's barricade, Drew kicked out of the South of Heaven, Priest kicked out of a second claymore, but then the referee got bumped before the third claymore, which got McIntyre a long visual pin. Don't worry though, because Caucasian Red Shoes ran in to count for the save, the camera just showing his back. 1, 2, and he holds up the count, because Judgment Day might have been banned from ringside, but CM Punk sure wasn't. In WWE's latest bit of incredible camera work, the next shot revealed it was Punk in a referee's shirt, and he held up the 2 count fingers like a British swear. Punk would immortalise this moment in Drew's own meme. "Oh yeah, but why is Punk back there already in a ref shirt? That makes no sense." How dare you doubt the logical booking of Paul Levesque? WWE explained that in a social media video of Punk watching backstage and quickly stealing an official's top. Punk low blow Drew, Priest hit a South of Heaven and retained, absolutely killing the nuclear hot crowd silent. Apart from Punk finding the 3 Conan O'Briens who were wearing Punk shirts in the front row. So is this a Punk heel turn? I guess the answer is geographical, although a low blow interference is below the belt no matter what country you're in. Do you think Punk is now a heel, or is he, in Michael Oku's favourite word, a tweener? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'll be replying to people from out of 1, 2, it's CM Punk. Wade Barrett certainly thinks Punk's a heel, saying as the show went off air, That was the biggest screw job in history. It's just beaten Bret Hart. That is the new #1. There is a huge shadow cast upon this entire industry thanks to the actions of CM Punk. CM Punk needs to be fired by WWE management. For once, show some balls. Do what you're supposed to do. Restore some honor, some integrity to this industry. After Triple H said some very nice things about Punk in the media conference afterwards, Barrett venomously disagreed. I cannot respect any of that. That is nonsense. The man is poison. It's BS. Which makes it feel like Wade might align with Drew in a feud against Punk, again referencing Punk's toxic persona that got him fired by AEW. The Drew loss is heartbreaking, but it makes perfect booking sense. McIntyre's feud with Punk is even more heated and doesn't really need the title, and you can keep the belt on Priest longer, making Gunther likely beating him at SummerSlam more significant. Clash at the Castle 2024 is 80%. Now go watch the brand new episode of Survival Series where we try and name every King of the Ring winner ever. Here's a look.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Survival Series, the show that helps distract you from the decline of Western society. Today, I need you to name me every single WWE King of the Ring winner.
For Christ's sake. So Woods is the most recent one because they didn't do one last year because they were gonna, then they changed it to Night of Champions. So then before then,
it was King Nakamura, but he didn't win one.
If I gave you 1 million Canadian dollars, would you tell me one answer?
Surely Hornswoggle.
Are you crazy?
You know what I mean, Tempest, right? That's worth a ding.
have I said? Oh no, it's that thing where I don't know if I've said someone.
He did the 316 promo, I remember it. Well,
He's even got the name in his surname, Regal, King Regal. It's like, it's written in the stars.